Hi, it's Ruby. We are back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the free at sea options that Norwegian Cruise Line provides, and we're also going to be answering one of the top questions I've gotten in my DMs over the past couple months, which is Norwegian Cruise Line expensive? Let's discuss. First off, I want to note that I don't think that Norwegian Cruise Line is that expensive in comparison to a lot of the other cruise lines that I've cruised with. However, I will note that when people are booking, often the free at sea or the fare that has additional add-ins available pops up, and that's usually going to be a higher price than what they call the sail away rate. So right off the bat, if you want to shave off a couple $100s or even a couple $1,000s, what you're going to do is click on the cruise that you like, go and scroll down till you see the sail away rate, and in some instances you might save a lot of money, but in other instances you might only save a couple $100s, and it might actually be better for you to just book the free at sea. So make sure you check it out, and then also note that depending on where you're going, what type of boat you're going on, let's say you're going on the Encore like we did, which is a new boat and tends to run a little bit higher than maybe some of the older boats. Also pay really close attention to what they're charging for port fees, because that can also drive the price up, and that might be the same price regardless of cruise line, just because some places are more expensive than others. Now let's get into the actual packages that are included in the free at sea. So depending on when you book, sometimes they have specials and sometimes they run different promotions, but there's usually 6 different free at sea options, and mostly you're going to see either the free Wi-Fi, free specialty dining, free unlimited open bar, free 3rd and 4th guest. Sometimes you'll also see free shore excursions, and sometimes you'll also see free airfare. Free at Sea Plus has also been rolled out, and I will discuss that later in the video because I want to get more into what the standard free at sea options are. First up, it's going to be the unlimited open bar package, and essentially what this is you are able to go up to the bar once you're on the cruise, and you're able to get spirits, you're able to get cocktails, and all kinds of drinks as long as they are under $15. If you have fancy taste and you want to get something that's $20 per drink, then you're going to need to pay the additional $5 to upgrade to that higher price. You are able to get 2 drinks every time you go to the bar, and your package price, there will be a 20% gratuity added on to your total bill. One additional plus of getting this package is you are able to get discounts on different bottles. Maybe you want a specific wine that is a little bit fancier and you want to buy it by the bottle, or maybe you want to participate in a tasting. You can get discounts for these additional experiences that are not included in the package. Yes, it's additional money, but it is another incentive to book this. And pro tip, make sure you check to see whether everybody in the room is going to be required to get this package if they are over the age of 21. Usually that's the case, but if somebody isn't drinking, maybe the cruise line will allow for you to do a soda package instead of the alcoholic package, but definitely check because they don't always do that, and they are able to hold you to booking a certain amount of packages per room. Also want to note that you should see where you're able to use this, because Harvest Caye is explicitly called out in the fine print as not being a place you could have this package be applicable. So keep that in mind. Make sure you keep track of the gratuity and do the math. I also want to add that the Starbucks package is not included, and I'll probably do a separate video on the Starbucks package, but yes, it's not included, so don't get excited because you won't be able to use it, but you can upgrade and get it included if you go for the Premium Plus. Now we're going to talk about one of my favorite free at sea inclusions, and that is the free specialty dining. Now, this is very important if you're going on a newer boat, because in the newer boats, they have so many restaurants. They're all so good and high end. I mean, some are better than others, obviously, but they're very good. I can't say enough about it. Now, how this promotion works, it depends on how many days your cruise is. So if you are taking a 3-day cruise versus a 7-day cruise, and then also the room type you're in, it will vary how many credits they will give you, but it's up to a certain dollar amount value. Usually that value is pretty standard for you to get an appetizer, a dessert, and a main entree, but absolutely love this promotion. And then sometimes once you get on board, you can add additional credits on to go to other restaurants, and I do highly recommend that because the restaurants are so good. Next up is the free excursions. So when I first read that, I got so excited. Oh my gosh, the excursions are going to be free. But really what it is a credit towards your excursions if you are booking them. And it's only for the first guest. So for example, if you book an excursion for $30, you're only going to get the first guest up to $50 included. So it's definitely not free excursions unless you're able to find excursions that are all under $50. You're usually still going to have to spend some additional money. But you know what? It is a discount and it is a nice incentive to have, but don't get fooled, it's not full-on free excursions. Next up, we have the last of the standard free at sea items, and that is the free Wi-Fi. So similar to some of the promotions that I discussed earlier, this is going to be dependent on how many days at sea you have, as well as how many people are in the room, because this is only applicable to the first and second person in the room, and that is free Wi-Fi. So that's going to range between 75 to 150 minutes per person, depending on how long your cruise is, and also sometimes they will allow for more time if you have a certain room type. I also want to bring up that this is not going to be able to support streaming. So if you need some serious Wi-Fi, you're probably better off buying an additional package. But if you're just doing some basic internet searches and you don't really need your phone to work all the time, this is an okay option. All right, so we got through the first 4, and let's talk the last 2, which are not part of the standard package, but sometimes if there's a promotion running in addition to free at sea, you will have access to these, and that is the free 3rd and 4th guest, and also the free airfare. I am not a fan of the free airfare. I know some people love it, but it just seems like they always give you a kind of inconvenient flight and there's a lot of risk associated with it. Nonetheless, if you pay for one ticket through them, they will give you discounts on qualifying flights, and I guess in some ways they consider it free even though there is some charges associated with it. But hey, if you end up with a good flight, or maybe you're coming from an area that's pretty close and it's not a big deal if your flight's late or something like that, maybe you can get a good deal through this. And again, I mean, it's an additional promotion. I think that the dining credit and then also the free at sea unlimited bar really covers most of the benefits of the free at sea packages. But yes, this is an option that sometimes comes about and it is available. Circling back on the other option that I mentioned, that is the free 3rd and 4th guest, or sometimes they classify it as kids are sailing free or kids are sailing at a reduced price. I think that this can be an amazing opportunity if you are sailing with multiple people in your room, or if you are sailing with children and you want to get a discount on the rate. Typically though, if you have 4 people in the room, the 3rd and 4th are usually a lot cheaper than the 1st and 2nd, so keep that in mind. But hey, it's another promotion that's being offered, and I will mention this one too. Sometimes they offer the 50% off of your deposit, and that can be good if maybe you need to save up some additional money and you want to just put a little bit down to hold your spot but don't want to pay the whole entire deposit. So that about summarizes the free at sea that comes standard when you are trying to book I don't want to say a full all-inclusive package, but maybe a package on a cruise that has just a little bit more than your standard food and room and board. I want to now take the time to talk about the Premium Plus program that they recently rolled out. So essentially for an additional $49 and up, you can add on premium packages per person for the extra days at sea. And if you're looking for specific things, like let's say you were thinking about doing the Starbucks package, or let's say you really want to try all of the fine dining on the cruise, this could be a good value. It's going to range from $49 to $29. At the time of this video, you definitely want to check yourself, depending on if it's adult or a child, and you can get some really good benefits out of this. So I definitely recommend checking it out and, just cost it out, see if it's worth that value to you. But again, I really think that where you get your money's worth is the specialty dining credits and then also the drink package. If you want to be able to walk around and go anywhere and drink whatever you want without having to worry about having additional money you have to put forward, then this could be something that you could really look into and enjoy. We had for today. I really appreciate you guys checking out our video on the free at sea package on Norwegian Cruise Line, as well as what goes into the pricing for Norwegian's cruise line and if it is expensive. If you like our content, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and check us out on Instagram because we do this pretty much every week and we post more daily content there, and then we have our long form videos here. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.